Oh.
Is this twisted?
It must have been. Oh, that hurt. I'll edit that bit out. Oh, this getting old business is another pain in the back. It's not straightforward, is it?
No.
Even though there's only like 3 buttons.
Yeah, but when they're so tiny, remember?
And when we're so old and stupid.
No, it's just that they're tiny.
No, I was talking about you. Of course, I've done all this. I haven't checked to see if the bike will start yet. As you can hear from the silly noises I seem to have made, this was a big day. It was Tuesday, 30th of March 2021, the day after the second UK lockdown restrictions were eased. A little bit at least. Apart from going to get my COVID jab at the beginning of the month, this was the first day I was able to go out for a proper ride since before Christmas 2020. The childhood elation, while a tad embarrassing, is quite genuine. I've been so looking forward to this ride. I have to keep a lid on my enthusiasm because I'm usually leaving the house before 8. It's chilly this time of year, but the feeling of the cold air on my face is very invigorating. At the end of the winding lanes is a wide junction, and in the early mornings the sun catches me full in the face as I pause at the give-way lines. I love this part too. Then as a gap opens in the traffic, I can ease the clutch out, gun the engine just a little, and let the big old Sportster surge into the turn out of the junction. And guess what? I love this part too. From the junction to the roundabout takes a couple of minutes, when, if it's clear, I can crank it over and gun the throttle much more. If I remember, I'll hang my right boot off the back of the peg so my heel scrapes the road rather than the bulbous balancer tube on the stock exhaust. I've been desperate to have enough money to get shot of these tubes ever since I bought the Sportster. But once my heel has been polished on the road, the engine picks up quickly and I'm suddenly at cruising speed. This is where heaven on earth begins for me. Everything just before was an aperitif, a deliciously stimulating prelude to the imminent main course. This is the meat and 2 veg. If MasterChef was on wheels, this is what it would look like. It takes me about 40 minutes to get into town today. The traffic's not too bad. This town is Taunton, not Bridgwater, and waiting at the many sets of traffic lights and roadworks gives me a little time to warm my freezing hands in the early spring sunshine. When it's not too cold, I tend to wear glasses when I'm riding because my tired old eyes can't focus so well on the dials nowadays. It's all very hard work. The tiny numbers are so small, and in poor light it's actually impossible. But when it's properly cold, I do without because glasses just steam up all the time. But since I bought a pin-lock visor attachment, at least I've had no problems at all with the visor misting. Pin-lock is absolutely amazing. For my glasses, I bought the thinnest, cheapest, most flexible frames I could get, and they do work well, but they're too large, so the top of the helmet presses them down painfully onto the bridge of my nose. Just another need to meet for an aging biker. Yep, it'll happen to you too, Sonny. The journey through Taunton was very routine, and once I got out towards Priorswood, the traffic wasn't too bad at all. Those of you familiar with riding through Taunton will recall that when passing through the traffic lights at Creech Castle, there's a nasty great lump of concrete in the centre of the inside lane. Oof! Ouch, that hurts. It's a large pancake that rises several inches above the surface of the tarmac. It's dreadful, especially on a Sportster. What makes it worse is that 9 times out of 10, I forget it's there, so I smack it dead on. Man, am I looking forward to longer Hagon shocks and fork springs. Fortunately, the pain is soon forgotten. I get onto the interchange and I crank it round the roundabout and up the slip road. There's been roadworks between Taunton junctions for more than a year, but now a sign says it should all be gone by May. It's meant a huge section of the motorway here has been restricted to 50 miles an hour for nearly 2 years. But no matter. Now it's mercifully short, and I can get up to cruising speed. This is heavenly. During the 30 plus years that I was without a bike, this is what I dreamed of. This then, pedalling steadily along the M5 in the chilly morning air, is actually living the dream for me. Because of Anna's health problems, we've not been able to have a holiday in years, so getting away for a day's riding is as near as I can get to a holiday. This is a weekly holiday this time of year, the only day off I really get. So, since Christmas you can understand how much I really miss this. One curious sound that I've especially missed was the wind slapping on the visor and rattling the helmet. No idea why, but I'm very fond of that particular detail. The ride to Exeter was just wonderful. Cold on the hands, but wonderful nonetheless. Just after the services, I leave the motorway and loop around onto the A30. This leads directly to Land's End eventually, but not for me today. Today, it's a little truncated because I'm not sure how my various aches and pains will react. Recently, I've developed a new pain, which Anna says sounds like sciatica. I found that the angle I sit at, how upright my spine is in relation to my legs, it makes a huge difference. Fortunately, my Mustang seat, although too hard, has a backrest with some adjustability, so I loosened the bolt off as far back as I could get, and it worked a treat. No sciatica. The A30 across Dartmoor is the nicest riding road in the southwest of England, so far as I'm concerned. The openness of the moorland, the rugged rocky outcrops, the sudden small lakes that appear, it's just a wonderful vista. I can ride to the top of a hill and look down a valley and see nothing but Forestry Commission land and National Trust land. Perfect indeed. It just massively emphasises the sense of freedom I feel when I ride. The summer months can be a bit chocker, but outside of peak season, the A30 is outstanding, easily my favourite. Returning from the Hog and Hedge services to Exeter takes such a short time. I love every second of the ride, but now the M5 beckons and I'm nearing home again. I adore riding back at home and seeing my Anna again. She's just lovely to come home to. But there's always a tinge of sadness once I've got back to the M5, as the ride will be over oh so soon. Before I take you to the M5, those of you who watched the first episode of my Milwaukee 8 Sportster video last month may remember I said I'd be releasing future videos on the last Saturday of each month. This will be the 24th of this month, April 2021. This will continue, but I'll also be adding various video logs from my rides across the south and Midlands of England. Anna's poor health generally prevents me from venturing further for the most part. If you, blessed viewer, condescend to subscribe to my very little channel, I'd be more than grateful. If you could even like my videos and, dare I say it, link my videos to your own blogs and posts, that would be just lovely of you. I'll group all these vlogs together in a playlist called Harley-Davidson Sportster Vlogs 2021 or Captain's Log Supplemental, because they essentially will be additions, or supplements no less, to the central videos of my main Sportster channel. Assuming I'm able to ride out once a week, I'll upload a video log perhaps every fortnight, but these will be irregular, Brucey bonuses and will not replace the main content. I'll talk more about this in the reader's letters section of the next video. At least lockdown is easing, and we've both had our first COVID jabs, and I'm even publishing videos on YouTube. So things are looking up. Ride safe, boys and girls. Cheerio.